to MACHY Consults. Today, we will begin on the topic quadratic equation. And the subtopic is derivation of quadratic equation from completing the square method. The students probably call it almighty formula. Now, how do we derive the almighty formula from completing the square method? We all know that the general formula for quad equation is as squared plus bx plus c is equal to 0, where a is not equal to 0. So how do we derive the almighty formula? And the almighty formula is theory is equal to x is equal to minus b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. So how do we derive this almighty formula as we popularly call it from the quad equation? Now let's go through it. So for us to solve this, we say as squared plus bx plus c is equal to 0. Now you divide through by the coefficient of x squared, and the coefficient of x squared is a. So we are going to divide through by a, by a, by a. So when a cancels a, we are having x squared plus b over ax plus c over a is equal to 0. And the next we are going to do, we are going to add half the coefficient of x. Add half the square of the coefficient of x to both sides. As we are doing that, the coefficient of x is b over a. We are going to solve half of b over a and square it. Then we'll now add it to the left hand side and the right hand side. And for us to solve it, first of all, let's solve half the coefficient of b over a. So half the coefficient of x is b over a. Now half is divided by 2, which is the same thing as b over a divided by 2 over 1. Now the law of fraction says once it's division, change it to multiplication. You swap the numerator and denominator. So we have it b over a times 1 over 2, which is b over 2a. But the people say half the coefficient of x, which we've done. Then you now square it now. Square half the coefficient of x, which is b over a. Square means multiply it twice by that same number, times b over a, which is b squared over 4a squared. Or you can just put b over 2a squared. Now I want to add this thing that we have got to both sides, to the left hand side and to the right hand side. So we'll bring down the equation, which is s squared plus b over ax plus c over a is equal to 0. So let's carry this c over a over here. We'll be having s squared plus b over ax is equal to minus c over a. Then we add half the square of coefficients of x to both sides. So we are having s squared plus b over ax plus b over 2a squared equals to minus c over a, then plus b squared over 4a squared. Now after doing this, you collect the terms. Pick the one that has square on the right hand side. So we are having s squared plus b over 2a squared. No need for us to put the square here because we are picking one square for all. So equals to minus c over a plus b squared over 4a squared. Now what is the next step? The next step is on the right hand side, you find the LCM. Now which is So we bring back the question, which is x plus b over 2a squared. That is equal to minus c over a plus b squared over 4a squared. So find the LCM on the right hand side. And the LCM of the denominator is 4a squared. Now when a goes in 4a squared, we are having 4a. Then 4a multiplied by your minus c to give you minus 4ac. Plus, when 4a squared goes in 4a squared will give us 1. 1 times b squared will give us b squared. So we are still having x plus b over 2a squared is equal to this. Now we can rearrange this equation to have x plus b over 2a squared is equal to b squared minus 4ac over 4a squared. It's still the same thing. Now you take square root of both sides. For us to cancel this square on the right hand side, we have to square root both sides. Now you square root both sides. So we are having x plus b over 2a squared. Now you take the square root. That is equal to square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 4a squared. Now these two we cancel this square. So we are having x plus b over 2a is equal to square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. Now how did I get 2a? Remember the square root is covering both the numerator and the denominator. So the square root of 4 is 2 and the square root of a squared is a. So next we are going to collect like this, bringing your b over 2 over to this side. So we are having s is equal to, this is a plus sign, coming over becomes a minus sign. So we are having minus b over 2a plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac over 2a. Now looking at it now, these are the denominators are alike, so just pick one. So we are having over 2a. Now when 2a goes in 2a is 1. 1 times minus b is minus b. Plus or minus 2a goes in 2a is 1. Times everything here still give you the same thing, which is b squared minus 4ac. Now we are having x is equal to, so from now the x is equal to minus b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac over 2a. That is the theory. Thank you very much. See you next time.
No,